Josh and Caleb.
Guys, and welcome back to the channel. Wearing my Monster Mania shirt 2019. Closest thing I had to today's video. We are going to be talking spoiler review, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. So if you have not seen that, it's on Netflix right now, either yesterday or today, or the day within the last few days. If you have not seen it, put this on your watch later playlist and check it back. Come back when you have actually watched it. I can talk about it. But hoping to do more movie reviews in the future. Plan to start doing Wednesdays for movie reviews of movies within my collection. Maybe not well-known movies that everyone has done a movie review, but something like Remote, or It Takes Two, or Warriors of Virtue, or Dead Alive, or Super Mario. Anyway, it could be anything. Hoping to start that within the next month or so. So be on the lookout for that. But this is a little bonus movie review for Texas Chainsaw 2022. Had very low expectations for this movie because Netflix bought it. Well, it was originally going to theaters. Then they postponed it. Then they were going to put it back in theaters. Then Netflix bought it for like $60 million. Probably more than it cost, actually. So Netflix bought it, which, if you know, like Cloverfield Paradox or Alpha Dog or the Andy Serkis Jungle Book, usually that means it's not great. So, had very low expectations for this movie. But Fede Alvarez wrote this story and produced it, which, if you don't know who Fede Alvarez is, he did the Evil Dead remake, which is great. One of the best remakes ever, in my opinion. Horror related, or just in general. And he did Don't Breathe, which doesn't have much blood, but it's a great thriller. Love this movie. And the sequel is good as well. And I also mentioned this documentary, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, A Family Portrait. That's a good documentary. You have not seen that. Really enjoy Fede Alvarez's style and how he makes blood look beautiful. Seriously, check out Evil Dead. You'll know what I'm talking about. Alright, before we get into the story of the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we will rank them from last to first, and first might shock several people. Leatherface, obviously, in last place. So, all these are fun, but that's last place. Then the beginning, a little better. The Next Generation, this one's just weird. Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger before they were superstars. Then Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. This one's fun, from what I remember anyway. Then Texas Chainsaw 3D. I actually really enjoy this one. That's why it's in the top 5. Uh, because she inherits the house in this movie, unlike in the new one where they buy the whole town. That makes sense. But yeah, that's a fun one. Then the new one, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022, is in 4th place. Right? Yeah. Then 3rd place, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre Steelbook. This one has a lot of special features. Then 2nd place, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. Really love this one. One of the better remakes as far as horror films go. Michael Bay produced it when he was still producing good movies. Yeah, so that's a fun one. Which leaves the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Great sequel, great movie, my favorite in the franchise. I know I'm going to get comments for that. That's okay. Really enjoy it. It's like an action horror movie. Like Devil's Rejects is an action movie. You know, it's a sequel to House of a Thousand Corpses. Much like this is an action film. So, my favorite. Alright, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. I really enjoyed it. Love you might disagree, and I could see instances where you don't like it, but it was a lot of fun. Not gonna lie, some cool kills. The story's a little weak, and we'll get to that. So the whole thing is Leela and Melody, I think that's their names, are sisters, and Melody goes down with her partner, I guess. They own like a food truck together, and they're chefs, or I don't know, a lot of the stuff you have to kind of figure out for yourself. So they buy this whole town. I'm not going to go scene by scene, but they come across this old lady who had this orphanage, and she has a heart attack, and then Leatherface, her last boy, as she says, goes with her with the cops, and she dies, and that starts a chain reaction of him killing everybody because the person that I guess raised him, it has died, and he blames Melody for it, which the rest of the movie revolves around. The kills are really great. I guess we can talk about pros and cons now, because I don't want to give away too much of the story. The pros, love the style. Some of the shots they use are very cool. The kills are very cool. Well, most of them are very cool, and I like them. Don't know what else to say. Enjoy the sister interaction, even though Leela has a better story arc than Melody to me, because she has survived a school shooting. I thought that was a good touch. Cons, outside of the sisters, everyone else was forgettable. I'm even forgetting how to say the word. Some of them you get their name, but then like the whole party bus group, you don't know anybody's name or like where they're from or why they're investors or anything. They're just there to get killed. They're like, we'll put them on the bus and see them all die later. It'll be cool. You don't learn anything about them. The story was a little weak. The other chef says that they can it was cheaper to buy a whole town than to get a corner for their food truck, which I guess could work theoretically, but I don't know. It just, the start feels a little weak, but overall I enjoyed the movie. Obviously, it's just some cons. Sally was barely in it. If you don't know, Sally is the survivor of the original movie. This is a direct sequel to that movie, so they're like, hey, Halloween 2018 was successful, let's do that, but with Texas Chainsaw. Which does, I think it works. It's just Sally is in it like 5 minutes of the movie, but the pace overall flows pretty well. It's like 80 minutes or something. I forget, it goes by pretty fast. And then how old is Leatherface? Because if he was raised in an orphanage, that would mean he was like a teenager, or she just kept this guy in her orphanage? Anyway, so that's a little, not sure how the timeline works. And they say 50 years, but some people, or maybe I misheard, somebody said 40 years, so the timeline is a little confusing to me. Alright, the ending, which I think works for me, I saw it coming. I mean, because they were very slow in starting the car, and they were just enjoying life, and then boom, out of nowhere, obviously Leatherface, well, I should say they fight him, and then they think they've killed him, and he falls into this puddle of water in this theater, which was there, anyway, don't want to get into that, but they think he's dead, and they're off to safety, and boom, he breaks through the window, chainsaw melody, and then it mirrors the first ending of the first movie. So I get why they did. They're setting up a sequel, which we might not get. Not sure. Could get it. I would enjoy a sequel following Leela, but not sure. Alright, tell me what you guys think, if you did in fact enjoy the new Texas Chainsaw movie. I had a fun time. It's not perfect, but none of the movies in this franchise are perfect. So alright, let's go ahead and do it. Comment your favorite part of the movie, if you think all the other characters worked, if you would watch a sequel. I certainly would. And then rank the franchise if you want to. Tell me your rank. If you agree with part 2 being first. If you don't, that's okay. Put your list down below. Alright, hopefully more movie reviews coming your way. So that's going to do it. I'm Josh. More videos coming your way. If I don't see you out thrifting, alright, Walt Disney World, I will see you at the movies. Bye.